So.
Oh,
That's recording this. Don't talk about ballots.
Right, that's what we're doing. It's being 5:30, we'll call this special meeting of the Swansea Zoning Board of Adjustment to order. This special meeting of the Swansea Zoning Board of Adjustment held today on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. at Whitcomb Hall and 17 Main Street in Swansea. The public can access this meeting via Zoom by going to www.zoom.us using the Zoom app or by calling 929-205-6099 and entering meeting ID number 235-370-4380. And more information on public access to the meetings available on the Town of Swansea's website at www.swanseanh.gov. We'll call the meeting to order. We only have one item on the agenda for this special town meeting, and that's a discussion on a variance decision recently made in April that has an inconsistency with the criteria vote. I'll ask Michael Brandley to sort of help tee this up, as this was picked up on after the meeting that we had on the 18th, I believe, of April. So let Michael kind of tell us where we are today.
Thank you, Keith. So yes, I was watching the 18th meeting via Zoom and kind of following along and noticed that on the criteria regarding would the spirit of the ordinance be observed if this variance were granted, did not get 3 yes votes, which normally by this board's practice would then lead to a denial if an item does not get 3 yes votes on all of the criteria. But then the board made a motion to approve the variance. So I discussed that consistency with legal counsel. Is that an issue? And they suggested the best way to resolve the issue would be for the board to consider a rehearing and just address, you don't have to start from scratch, just address that criteria and can then decide either, no, we intended to have votes in favor of it, or yes, those votes were accurate and then the motion to deny would be appropriate.
Okay. So in essence, what we're deciding here tonight is whether or not this merits a rehearing.
Correct. Yep, and the reason for the special meeting, if you all are somewhat wondering that, and I appreciate you all making yourselves available,
Thank you.
is really due to the kind of back and forth matter with the Hamiltons, where they've gone to different boards, and we wanted to try to at least be able to accommodate them. If the motion to rehear was approved, then we could then deal with them on the next regularly scheduled meeting. We could notice it adequately, as opposed to then if you discuss it at your next meeting, have to then wait another month for the rehearing. So that was the thought behind trying to have the special meeting, which I know is not common.
Right. Thank you. Does the board understand or have any questions of Michael or myself or Sarah or anyone else here?
Well, no, I make a motion, we hear that one particular issue. One of the no votes isn't here to state what his intentions were.
Right.
So we can't reverse his decision or adhere to his decision. So the only fair way to do it is to rehear.
Do you have a motion to rehear? Second to that? Joe? Any question on the motion? I have a question on the motion. Would this be reheard in May, or do we need a 30-day time period to post it and so?
Yes, I believe the posting, the notices.
Yeah, we can rehear.
We can pick this up right up in May. Good.
Yep.
Good. That's the applicant. That's good for the applicant.
Can you speak again what you just said? I know we're not supposed to be.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was asking whether or not this would be reheard at our regular meeting in May, and the answer is yes. This will be reheard in this particular month, as opposed to waiting until June. That was my only question procedurally. And
I have a question.
yeah, sure.
So the purpose of the rehearing would be confined to question number 2.
Spirit of the ordinance.
Spirit of the ordinance.
Correct.
And the information that we can use to decide upon that, we would use the existing information from the prior hearing, and there's no new information that
No,
can,
you would have to hold a public hearing, so there could be new,
okay, so someone could come forth with additional information,
yes.
okay.
Other questions? You good at it? That.
Right, the only other option is for one of the two no's sitting here is to change to a yes based on the intentions, but we still have to be in a public hearing to do that. So,
So I don't have any questions. If no one on the board has any questions.
Mhm.
If the applicant had questions, would we ask them to ask questions?
Not
Or
tonight.
Not
tonight.
now, not tonight,
Right.
okay.
At the rehearing though.
Okay.
Everything's real.
I
At
just-
least the question is real.
Just trying to help with preparatory.
Sure.
Information. Okay.
Okay. Jill, you're good.
That's it.
Any other questions, Brian? Ian? No. All right. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So we're off to what's the date of that? May 15th? Okay. So we're 16th? Okay. So we'll rehear we'll discuss the motion and reopen a public hearing to discuss the spirit of the ordinance part of this work, this case on the 16th. It's part of our regular meeting.
And it will be first thing. Okay.
That's it. We're gonna have a motion to adjourn this special meeting. Unless there's any other business. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So we have a second?
Or second.
All right. All those in favor, indicate so by saying aye. 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 Anyone opposed to adjourning? Thank you, Beverly.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you, Michael.
You seated,
Jill for Bill.
Jillian, for Bill, I wondered, we have a